Okay, so gonna go over traffic pattern and windage today. I've got a 15k or 7 meter per second wind, which is above normal. We'll just say we'll just call it borderline crazy for wind. But I will be doing some IGE and OGE hovering, as well as traffic pattern in this type of crazy wind. So just for your general knowledge, IGE and OGE. OGE stands for out of ground effect, and IGE stands for in ground effect. So when the helicopter is hovering close to the ground is IGE, in-ground effect. You get the bulk of your lift from that air that's being pushed down from the rotor blades down to the ground. It acts like a cushion of air, so that cushion of air helps to keep you afloat, kind of like a floaty helps keep you floating in while you're in the water. You see that buoyancy, so to speak. But out of ground effect is when you're farther away from the ground and you no longer have that in-ground effect, so it makes it harder to hover when you're OGE. So today I'm going to go over some, like I said, OGE, IGE, OGE with this heavy-duty windage that I got set for. And see how that goes. You just need to know that if you're working with wind and hovering, that means you need to work harder. So get rid of that one there. Okay, so let's get my friction off here. And we'll be doing some blind calls here from ATC just to get the practice of it, because anytime you're in airport operations, you have to ask for permission to do just about anything, really, if you're picking up and moving anywhere, unless you're in a non-movement area. That said, Senaki Traffic, Copperhead 05 will be picking up and conducting some hover checks from my current position over here in the northwest end of the runway, Senaki Traffic. So get my friction's off, and let's get this boat on the show. On this, this base here at Senaki, we have runways 27 and 9. That's at, of course, each end. One end is 27, the other end is 9. Throw on a 0 there, and that makes it 270 and 090, or east and west. So when I go to do my traffic patterns, I will be taking off on one end and coming in at the other end there. So we'll clear right, clear left, clear up. No running lights, everything looks green. I'll go ahead and get onto my pickup here. And so the windage is that I have straight ahead of me here, I have the windsock. I don't know if you can see it, the windsock there showing the wind is blowing from 180 So I'm going to make sure that I'm into that wind when I pick up here. Here we go. Eyes out. Correct any movement. And into the wind I go. Be about right there. So I'm going to pick up to a 3 to 5 foot hover. No warning lights, everything looks green still. So right now I'm IGE, in-ground effect. So like I said, I have this cushion of air down below me that helps keep the helicopter afloat here. So you don't have to work as hard. So I'm going to go ahead and do, from IGE, I'm going to go ahead and do a left pedal turn. So tail's going left, or excuse me, right. Left pedal turn 90 degrees. Trying to keep my eyes out. Maintain my altitude here. Right now we got 16. Descended a little bit there, so pick back up. Continue coming around. Having to apply quite a bit of left pedal here to get this turned around. And right there. Coming back down. 90 degrees. Climbed up a little bit here, so coming back down right there, back down to 16. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do I'm going to take it up now for an OGE. So that's about 50 feet. Taking it up to 50 feet. And here we go. Right about there. Come up a little bit too far. Down a little bit. My nose just straight ahead, nose straight ahead. And right there. Okay, eyes out. So, this is out of ground effect. I am having to work a little bit harder here, applying a little bit more pedal to keep this thing, to keep my nose straight. And she's really wanting to climb a lot here too. So I'm trying to do here is applying right there's where I want my altitude. I'm just trying to apply my collective up and down, pressure up and down on the collective. Up and down simultaneously, trying to try to maintain my altitude, because this thing keeps wanting to, because of the wind, it keeps wanting to push me up and down. So pressure up and down on the collective, and really wants to push me one way or the other. So you see my nose really wants to go one way or the other. So I'm also doing the same technique with my pedals as I am doing with my collective, going with a right and left pressures on my pedals help to keep my direction here steady. You see that my altitude is up and down, minus plus or minus just a couple of feet, really. And I'm really holding a pretty good steady hover right here. Okay. So I'm going to take it back down. Going back down now. And back down to 16. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to now head out for the runways. Like I said, I have runway 27 and 9. Also, one thing I needed to anti-lights. Make sure I'm gonna turn my anti-collision lights on for airport requirements for here. Anti-collision lights on. Alright, so I'm just gonna fly. I'm gonna trying to get myself aligned with the white dotted line here. Maintain about 5 foot hover. Stop up here and hold short here because I need to be getting on ATC for permission for my traffic patterns here. So from this end is runway 09. 7 degrees. We'll just confirm that here. West. Yep, this is 27 here. This is 27, runway 27 on this end, and the opposite end down there is runway 9. Seneca traffic, Copper Red 05, will be entering a traffic pattern right from the active runway 27, Seneca traffic. So I got my calls, my plane calls to ATC. So here we go. Normal takeoff from a hover. forward. Crack it down. More slack it forward. Looking for 60 knots. My climb rate, there it is. Climb speed. Now I get on my climb rate, 500 feet per. Going to get in trim. A little right pedal to get in trim here. The wind got this crosswind pushing me over here. In trim. Looking for 250 feet. Which time I'll go ahead and execute my crosswind turn. I'm gonna level off right there. Trim up. Okay, 280 or 280, 280 feet. In trim. 300 feet. So here we go. We'll clear left, clear front, clear right. Need a little bit of power up here on my turn, and now I'm looking for about 400 feet. Check my positioning on the runway over here on my shoulder. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and level off right there. We're at 450. Right pedal to get in trim. Level off right there. Actually got my altitude already there and airspeed, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit here. So I'm heading out for this first tree line out here. That's where I'm going to go ahead and execute my downwind turn. Make my call to ATC now. Senaki traffic, Copperhead 05, right for downwind, Senaki traffic. Get in trim, the right pedal. At the tree line, 470 feet, just below 80 knots. Okay, that looks good there. So we're clear left, we're clear front, and we're clear right. Once again, we're going to need a little power up on the turn. And I'm turning for, I should be turning for 270. However, this wind is going to start pushing me off here because of the crosswind. And so what I'm going to end up doing is heading for right straight ahead, that house, that sets the building straight ahead where you see the smokestack. We're heading for about there, maybe a little bit off. Okay, we're at 510 feet, 80 knots. That's our traffic pattern altitude and airspeed. I'm going to trim up here. We're parallel with the runway. And looking for a beam. The numbers, going to do my checks here when I'm going to beam the numbers. Heading for the smokestack. Altitude's perfect, speed's perfect. One more time, beam the numbers. Still not over it. And you can see how I am going sideways now. My helicopter is going sideways because of this crosswind. It's pushing me out. Okay, there's a beam. I'm going to go ahead and get my lane lights on. Landing lights. Landing lights on. No warning lights. Everything's green. Got plenty of fuel. I feel like a crabbing in the wind here. Just wait till I get on my final approach leg. It's really going to be pushing me. A little trim up. Okay, here we go. Come to me, smoke. Let's get on with my blind call. Senaki traffic, Copperhead 05, right from base, right for final, Senaki traffic. There's two of them for one. Okay, so here we go. Clear left, front, right. This time I shouldn't have to add any power because I want to descend. I'm going to take it down to 350 knots, or excuse me, 350 feet, and we want 60 knots. And I'm going to extend this out to about that first tree line up ahead. Here's where I'm going to turn for my final. There's 310 feet, 60 knots. Trim up, in trim. Okay, here we go. I've already got my blind calls knocked out here. So here we go. Clear left, clear front, clear right. On final approach. Starting to get too slow, so I need to cycle forward a bit. Just a little bit. And here we go. Looks good right there. Get my sight picture. And I need right pedal because we're crabbing. Like I said, we got this crosswind coming up on us here. Grabbing it. Here we go. Really going sideways now. Okay. So I'm going to maintain that one right there. I got my sight picture. Landing right where I took off from, about on the numbers. So I'm just going to walk it in just like this. We're at about the 100 feet per minute rate, descent rate. We're slowly bleeding the speed and altitude. Crabbing into the wind. Pedal and then trim up. Comes 40 knots. Nice and steady. I'll watch that descent rate. Collective controls the AOA and your cycler controls your speed. Now I'm going back a little bit here. Now I need to go forward because I'm getting too slow. We're at 35 knots, 30 coming up on 30. So I'm going to throw in a little cyclic forward here. Don't want to transition below ETL just yet. Right about there. We're on the center line. Looks good. And here we go. Getting close there. Actually, I'm not on the numbers. I actually wanted to take off from where I took off from here was right there where you see the skid marks. So there it is. About ETL. I'm going to position my nose forward. And there she is. Down. Bring up collective up. Collective up. And just for today's sake, I'm going to go ahead and conduct a right pedal clearing turn here, to make sure we're clear all the way around. Don't have any other aircraft sneaking up from behind us. Yep, looks clear. The wind is trying to pull me again here, so